Are you ready? The Cornelia Stephanie Show. Wake up to love, your call to action. Join Cornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Cornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cornelia Stephanie Show. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you. I am bringing my colleagues from around the world to join me in this wonderful podcast that we're having, in this panel podcast, to talk about how we are forming our new earth, our new beginnings, and how we're doing that, because we know that we're doing that with our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions every single day. And we know that this new beginning is upon us. We're moving into 2023. We're creating our new world. And so as the old world continues to be so chaotic the way that it is, I wanted to support us to embody our preferred state of being, to talk about it, to inspire you, the audience, that you can choose your feelings just like you choose your clothing, just like you look at what top you're going to wear or what outfit you're going to wear, that you can choose your state of feelings, your emotions. And the reason why this is so important is because we are magnetizing, drawing to us the people, the places, the events, the clients, the experiences based on our frequency, which is a very, very overused word nowadays, but it's true. It is drawing to us the perfect matches, the people that are vibing to our vibe. And that's why it's so important to begin to acknowledge it to yourself first. So allow me to introduce myself to you. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Cornelia Stephanie, and I am the co-creator of Heaven on Earth, the New Earth. I'm an ascension guide. I'm a life and business strategist, and I do a lot of work. I have done a lot of work on myself and helped many, many others release their old state of being out of their physical body, because really that's what it is, releasing the contrast, releasing the old past self. So who do you want to be now? This is a question that we're going to be talking about. Who do you want to be now? What's your favorite state of being? We are moving into 2023, and we are forming our future by defining who it is that we are today. But first, we have to ask ourselves the question, who do you want to be now? For me, after having been transcending the old consciousness, the old way of being, there is a new state of being that I really want to be now. And what is that? And that's why I want to bring it to you and ask yourself the question, do you create your state of being or your future from your past? Really think about that. Do you create your future from your past? And what is your empowered self, your future self, inviting you to embody now? What is your future self, your empowered self, your greater state of being, your soul self? The people that are here on this call with me, the panel podcast, these are all the world's best leading thought leaders in the world. And these are my colleagues. And we work together in the KS Media Group app, which I'm a founder of and so proud of. I'm so proud of you being here to talk with us about this. What's your preferred state of being? How are you approaching your new beginning? And what is it that you're creating now from this now moment moving forward? We know there's going to be days where we're going to feel tired, and we're going to feel, whatever the symptoms are, whatever the ascension symptoms are, whatever the energy is. But nowadays, after having done so much heavy lifting, it is not the same way like we've done in the past. I want to say over the last 12 years, because over the last 12 years, we've had to have a lot of space in between to, allow ourselves the pain, the exhaustion, and the energy to move through the physical body. Nowadays, it can happen very quickly. So we're the ones that are deciding our preferred state of feeling, our preferred state of being. The other question I have for you is, who do you want to be now? Because in the past, you might have been a writer, a speaker. You might have been a person that has always been there for everyone. Who is it that you want to be now? Who do you want to be now? And that's because it's basically a brand new way. And if you are like me and you're really tuned in to your soul's evolution, what does your soul want to experience now? And so making time and asking those questions, you're going to hear from our panel here today. Everyone here is completely dedicated to the evolution of self, the empowered self, the future self living now. So Susan, welcome to the call. Thank you for being here. And what is your thoughts about this? What's your preferred state of being? What is your preferred state of feeling?
Well, I have a lot to say about all the different things that you've said. My preferred state of being that I have done also the inner work, Cornelia. I want to call in that the experts need to have done their inner work. And so I'm clear and easily able to say, I want to be in consciousness. I want to be in my own clarity. I've learned from your book, the emotional processing techniques that allow me to experience emotion, move through, and still be clear and confident on the other side. I do want to say that regarding the younger self, that the title of my last book was actually called Dear Younger Self, precisely to be having those conversations. And in terms of the future self, it's in our control now to activate ourselves in this exact conversation, to be in awareness and call in who you want to be now, so that your future self will thank you.
Yes. And so, Susan, like for me, my preferred state of feeling is feeling strong, feeling at ease, feeling at peace, feeling empowered. I love the simplicity of things. So, really allowing myself every day when I get up out of bed in the morning to remind myself, this is my preferred state of being. These are my feelings, my emotions that I like to feel, and to live from that space. Because so to really, tune out, because otherwise, if we allow the world to dictate our reality, then we're not empowered in our creation of our reality and what it is that we're perceiving. And we're such powerful creator beings that we get to create our reality based on our own superimposed energy that we're imposing into the hologram. So this is really, really important. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you all. What about you, Nadine? What are you feeling is your preferred state of being? And who do you want to be now in this new moving forward, 2023, 2022, this present moment?
I love this conversation. It's really got me thinking, actually. So thank you, Cornelia. You did ask quite a lot of questions, so I'll try and keep it simple, what I remember. But my preferred state, and I think that's probably the place to start, obviously, is to be calm. But I have to confess, I'm not calm all the time. But I think more than that, it is in a place of confidence and trust that I like to be. And I am very lucky. I've filled myself with gratitude for the fact that I have learned how to get myself in that state when I veer off that path, which I do frequently. I have people around me that support me. I'm very grateful for that. But I have the tips and techniques to get myself back into that state. And also, I know when I need it. Sometimes, in the old days, I didn't know when I needed that self-care, when I needed to take that step back and that time and that actual, sometimes it is just that stillness and that peace, isn't it? So I didn't even know I needed it. Now I recognize when I need it. I know what to do about it. I know I can reach out to other people to help me. So all of that is in place for me now. And that is my preferred state, to be in the middle of all that, truly cared for, truly loved, truly supported, and in a place of trust. And that gives me confidence. So that is my place that I prefer to be.
Yeah, I love this so much because what we're doing here, we are generating a beautiful field, sharing beautiful visions that are all nourishing and supporting our future self in this present moment. We're setting the stage, and this is in support so that you also, the audience, can receive the inspiration that you can too decide that what is your preferred state of being. Who do you want to be now today? Who do you want to be in the simplest forms? It could be something as simple as saying, I just want to have more kindness in my experience. I just want to experience more kindness. I've been noticing this a lot lately over the last couple weeks, just the level of kindness that people are extending to each other. And I'm finding that that is a beautiful way to express our love to each other, in being kind and being there for each other. And I really truly believe that the reason why this is also happening is because you all that are here that have done this inner work, that is the ripple that has extended out to so many others, to really offer that presence, that softness to each other, to be kind and to be thoughtful and to be present. And it's back to your point, Susan, talking about the work that we've done. Because if you haven't done the deep inner soul work, if you haven't done the deep cleansing work, if you haven't done the transmutation, the transfiguration of the deep pain of the emotional body or the mental body, if you're not clear on your spirituality, and if you're angry at God or source or the universe, then that's where the work begins. But usually the people that are listening to when I do podcasts here, they have already done this work. And that's why I wanted to bring this conversation now, because we are in the process of this next wave of what it is that we're rippling out and what it is that we're creating. Coral, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and your preferred state of being. What would you like to say? What's your preference, and who is it that you want to be now?
I am actually stunned by the question, and I'll explain why I'm stunned by the question, because ultimately, I know that my purpose here is just to be. There is no label that I could provide to you. I honestly am just here to be this powerhouse that I am, to speak up whenever I need to speak up, use my voice. So in all honesty, my preference is just to be and to speak up when needs be. And I'm enjoying that right now. Having moved away from not having a voice to now having one is empowering. It's powerful, it's transformative, and just sitting in that energy gives me peace of mind, which is my preferred state of mind. There's nothing more than peace of mind that I will ever need. Just being in that stillness is so beautiful to me. because it allows for me to see the vision, and is to execute that vision, that vision of seeing others being excited about life and not being, stuck in their traumas, in their pain, in their suffering. It's seeing who they are authentically, it's accepting who they are authentically and being excited about that. That's my vision, that's my mission. And to be able to sit here and speak on that and know that in a couple of weeks, I'll be doing more of that because I've decided to launch my very own podcast. So I'll be speaking more with the help of Cornelia, of course. I'll be speaking more and allowing people to redefine their own worthiness, define it the way that they want it to be defined, how they truly connect to their worthiness. And I'm excited for that, to see others being excited about where they should be in their journey.
So beautiful. I'm just feeling the vibe, this energy. It's the peace of mind, the empowered self, the enthusiastic self, the calmer self.
Yeah.
All of those are preferred states of being and preferred states of feeling. And Coral, you hit it right on the nail, is that, and Susan actually has a book. Susan actually has a book. What's the book called? The Be, to Be.
Your job is to be.
Yeah. So she's got a little book that is she's got these great little books, that they're just about 100 pages, Susan.
Less.
Yeah. And they're very, very easy and quick to read, but very, very enlightening and very profound in the truth. Your job is just to be. And that's what you just said, Coral, is that you just want to be, and that's your preferred state of being. And really, isn't this wonderful? Don't we all want this for humanity, to just be, instead of being driven by the ego and driven by all of these other things that have led us astray, but to really bring back the softness of the beingness, and to have that be a preferred state of being. So I'm so glad, Coral, that you brought that up. And of course, Susan has a book, you all, that you can purchase and receive from her. So we'll tell you about how to get this information here in just a little bit. I want to introduce you to another founding member in our community in the KS Media Group app. If you don't have the app, download it now from the App Store or the Play Store, the KS Media Group app, because we're this community here, and we are sharing our articles, our podcasts, our visions, all ways that you can help to embody your future self now. So, Julia, welcome to today. Thank you so much for joining us. And what is your preferred state of being, feeling, and who do you want to be now?
As Nadine said, quite a few questions. I think, and again, as Coral said, there isn't one state of being that I want to be. In fact, the last thing that I would want is one singular state of being. What I want is, the variety, the changeability, the responsiveness, the aliveness of all the states of being, and not being stuck in any one of them. And it's tricky. It's really tricky, because I really know what you mean and what you're aiming at when you ask about a preferred state of being. And yet none of us can get there just by thinking it or wanting it. It's absolutely a beingness. That's how we change and move and heal and transform. Of course, then we have to go through the difficulty in order to come out the other side, of course. So my sense for 2023, but not only, is, and as you were speaking earlier, Cornelia, I had this sense of Actually, I think it's about us each being aligned, finding what's true and right for us, rather than saying, I want to be A, B, C, or D. It's somehow like finding out what's the truth, actually, of what's needed for me to be now or next. And that I find exciting and delicious and full of hope. In what way or ways can I best live and serve and enjoy? Things like that.
Thank you. I love all the different perspectives, and I also I love that, you know, you're bringing the point that it can't just be one, that you really love the variety. And I think that's what it means to be human. That's the reason why we love being here, to be in our humanity, to have a variety of colors, of choices that we can make, of what it is that we prefer. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we get to decide. We get to decide, do we want to be in our peace and in our joy and in our enthusiasm, or do we want to be in chaos or whatever the world is doing? That was the main thing for having this conversation, because we get to define what our state of being is and what our reality is. So even when we get up in the morning, we get to decide, just like we go to the closet and we pick out something to wear, what feels good. What feels good today? And so, does it feel good today to be in my enthusiasm, in my joy, in my bliss? Or does it feel good today to just be quiet and be calm and not be enthusiastic and whatever? But the main thing is to you deciding your state of being, your preferred state of being, instead of letting the outside world try to dictate how you're going to be. And that is the empowered self. That is the future self. That is the now, this now moment. And so notice too how by me asking the question, everyone immediately goes to their mind and they try to answer the question from the mind. So let's go around again. And let's now, don't think about it. Because what I want to do now is like, take it straight back to your heart, Susan, and take it straight back to your heart. Don't try to think about it. And what is it that you enjoy feeling? Just take a moment. You don't have to right away come and give me the answer from the mind, but just take a moment, and you all can do the same thing while Susan is doing it. Why don't we all do it now and really connect with our heart and feel the feeling of what it is that you really love to feel? What is the feeling that your heart, your physical body really loves to feel?
Love.
What about you, Susan?
There's just a knowing, there's like an in chargeness of that I'm in charge of me and not emotion, from the inside. It's very, very deep in me.
Nadine?
I love doing this. I start every day like this, tuning into me. And what I'm getting now is me. I'm just feeling me. And I love that when I stop and I tune into me. And actually, coming from an eternal people pleaser to now start every day asking myself what I want and need is pure joy. So I'm happy to just go, I just like being me. I love me.
This is really truly how we serve. We serve by being in our peaceful state, in our empowered state, in our being state. That's really how we serve. Because when you come from serving yourself, knowing that you're a giver, you're naturally going to be serving and helping other
Yeah.
people. But we had to really bring the focus back to the self. You talked about it this morning in our other meeting, Coral, where you were talking about the love for self, how we had to really focus on that. And that was the piece. And what you just said, Nadine, is tuning into yourself and feeling that with yourself, you know, is an important piece. You
Yeah.
know, for me, I really love the feeling of being in my dignity.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I love that feeling, like I'm in my dignity. I'm in my dignity. I love that feeling. This feels so good to me. It's something that I've chosen because I love that feeling. I love feeling in my dignity. That means that I'm, you know, all that. It's all the things. I know what it means to me. So, but I love the feeling of being in my dignity and walking that walk and vibing that vibe and sending out that frequency.
That's beautiful. I want to add to dignity simplicity.
Yes. Yes. Hallelujah.
That just
Simplicity.
gave
Keep
me
it
the chills.
simple.
That just gave me the chills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm getting a little emotional. And what is coming to me is just the aliveness of feeling. There's no significant feeling, just the aliveness of feeling. There's so many people out there that aren't feeling at all. They think they're feeling, but just being able to experience any feeling, any emotion at all is a gift. It's a gift.
Yes, I'm in complete, I'm in that space. I couldn't agree more, Coral.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautifully said. And it's you make me, of course, remember that it's a risk as well as a reward feeling.
Yeah.
Mm.
It is a risk.
And it's a luxury. And it's our birthright, all of that, right?
It is. It is.
So I really want us to, do you feel this beautiful expansion of the field that we've just created here? And this is something that all of you that are listening to this, you guys can tap into this and also join us in this expansion of this field, but connecting with your inner self, connecting with your soul self. If you have been like us, and we know that to come back to our true self, who it is that we really are, like what I just said with the dignity piece and the simplicity. My goodness, I want simplicity. That is the vision for our humanity. And to feel the feelings and allow ourselves to be human and not be bombarded by all this toxicness and all this craziness. That's why I invited us to have this conversation, so that we are creating it from this moment forward, living from this moment forward. And that, imagine now taking this into your tomorrow and into the next day and into your 2023 and into your 2024, simplified, dignified, empowered, feeling in our humanity, feeling all that there is a space for this because we created it. We created it. And that is so important to remember, that we are the creators of our reality. Because I can tell you right now, I can talk to somebody, you know, in just like an hour from now, and they will have a completely different experience than myself. I'm sure you can relate, right? So that's why it is about our vibration, our feeling, what it is that we're choosing to live in our house, in our Merkaba, in our body, in our space that we're creating.
Hi. I'm not as good as you, Susan, at doing it, but I want to and I have to, because all what you just said, you know that. I have to just show my book for a moment. It's exactly the territory you were speaking of there, Cornelia. Forgive me.
No, tell us about the book. Go ahead. This is your plug, sister. Pick up your book and tell us about that amazing book you have.
I don't know if I can in words. I kind of want to flick the pages and kind of pour it on you. It's exactly what you were just speaking of then. And even before you spoke it, I knew there was coming the moment to share. The book is from my heart and is the invitation to fully, deliciously live our life in our body.
You can get
for ourselves, in connection with the mystery, with others, in love. You know, full of words and practical exercises. Blah, blah.
I
don't want to interrupt the flow of
No.
what we're co-creating here.
Yeah.
I wanted to drop it in as a practical tool.
It is
Because
all
it
our
matters
books.
to live from our bodies. Sorry.
No, it is the books that we've written because we've gone through the experiences. You, Julia, the name of your book is called
The Healing Power of Pleasure. 7 medicines for rediscovering the innate joy of being. I love it.
So good. It's so good to, to feel that way about what you've discovered. And then you've put it in a book form so that other people can discover it as well. I just want to say that you can find Julia's book. We know that we normally send people to where, but I have to be consistent with where I'm sending people, and that's to go to the KS Media app and look for Julia in the directory, and you can find how do I say your last name correctly? Hollenberry?
Yeah, Hollenberry. Julia
Okay.
Paulette Hollenberry.
Yes, and she's in the directory, and you can find out more about Julia there. You can also look at her website and other things that she is offering there. And
I have to give you the name of it then, which is universeofdeliciousness.com.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Universe of deliciousness. This is the vision, a universe of deliciousness. But we have to remember that we are each a universe ourselves. So I'm in my universe. Susan's in her universe. Nadine's in her universe. Coral's in her universe. Julia is in her universe. You all out there are in your universe, and you get to decide how it's going to be in your universe. How is it going to be here? Julia, has already decided because she wrote a book on it, and that's why she said the universe of deliciousness, the pleasure. And so this is what we're talking about. That is the vision. And it's hard when you see the toxicity and the chaos of the world playing out. We have to kind of be, I'm looking at it too, and I'm seeing all the things. And I'm looking at it as an observer, observing. This is really the preferred state of being, to be the observer and be. And when we look at the world, we kind of have to go la 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 la, right? Because the world has to do what the world is going to do. People have to still go through their own healing journeys. We it's not ours to judge. It's ours to create. Many times over the last 12 years, I used to have people come to me and say, "Oh, Cornelia, you have to listen to this person. You have to listen to this person. You have to do this. You have to do this." And I kept saying, "No, I don't. I don't have to do any of these things because I'm a creator, and I'm writing my book, and I'm creating my, I'm creating my world. I'm creating my universe. So we can focus too much on other things, on other people and other things, when, like Nadine said it earlier, she feels really good focusing on herself and beginning there. Because in that house where Nadine is focusing, it's nice there. It's calm there. It's beautiful there. It's sweet there. And that's the house that we want to live in. Our physical bodies, the house that we live in, the universe that we're creating. So, Susan, you're talking about your the book that you have, The Power to Be. What is that? What was the name of it?
My first book is called Your Job Is to Be, from my own inner journey of moving from the doing place to the being place. And I've created these book journals, which you can also find in the KS Media app. If you download the app and you look in directories under influencers and you find my name, you can click on Confidence Zone and you'll have access to my book journals. My next book is being published very, very soon, and it's called Dear Future Self. And so I'm so grateful for this conversation, Cornelia. As always, you are helping us all ascend into absolutely vital consciousness of our own ability to be in charge of ourselves. Thank you.
Yes, I just love it so much. That's why, you know, we have created a beautiful community, because really, you know, it's one thing to do it by yourself, but then when you have colleagues, professionals that are also co-creating their universe, their new earth together, from their vision, from their unique contribution, from their preferred states of being, whatever that is, because it's not about me, it's about you knowing what it is that you prefer, what it is that you like. And so we've been doing this, and that's what I love so much too, is to have my colleagues, my team of support, the people here that I can co-create this new earth with. I know.
And so it's about us. It's about us. It's about us all together, relating together, sharing together. I need what you've got. You might need what I've got. And it's not about competition. It's about more of the good stuff together for all of us. I feel strongly that it's about us. It's about you and it's about me, but it's also about us together. And that's what we're doing here, right?
It's about
I wish I could share what I'm feeling right now. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but I think I should call it bliss. But yeah, I'm just sitting here vibrating, and I couldn't find a word, and I guess it presented itself, but I'm where I'm supposed to be, is what I'm getting. There's no resistance. There's just this feeding of my soul. And I want that for others. You know, it's effortless. It's just like we have been talking about. It's just being, and the things that you desire, just, at least for me, they just come to me. You know, as long as I inform, as long as I put it out there that this is what I need, it just comes effortlessly. Life doesn't have to be hard. You know, we make it hard. Just by being, it's so simple. It's so simple.
It's so good to have these feelings,
yeah,
that we're describing and talking about here. These feelings are exactly what I'm talking about, how we're creating our future, our realities that are preferred, are what it is that we're manifesting, what it is that we're creating. We're not focusing on the past. We're not being defined by our past, because many of us, you know, my past was very, very challenging. As I incarnated into this being here, I had a lot of things to clear and a lot of things to learn and a lot of things to heal. I had a lot of things to face. Suicide, transcending drug addiction, transcending the victim consciousness, all the emotional core wounds that were like deeply, deeply. I had to face all of those. Not everybody has this type of a journey, but for me, it is a miracle that I am alive. It is a miracle that I am here, sitting here with you right now, embodying the Divine Mother energy, holding that space, that softness that Julia, we've talked about in our meetings before, holding that space of the Divine Mother, the feeling of safety and security and connection and unity. This is the part. So many of us, it hasn't been easy living our past, but that's done now. That's done now. It's like when I was thinking about this, and I've written about this before, where I actually looked for the picture. It was the elephant that was tied to a chain. And all of a sudden, the chain was released, right? The chain was released and the elephant is free to roam. But the elephant wasn't going anywhere because it didn't realize it was free. It didn't realize it had been freed. We have suffered so much as a human race from all the injustices in this world, the crimes of humanity, and there is still a lot to observe in the coming times. And so that is why it's up to us to be, who are we now? We're not the core wounds of the past. We're not the people that we've been from the past. We're not our past. Who are we now? The empowered self, the strong self, the empowered creator, because we're not victims. We're continuously choosing how we want to respond to the world, how we want to respond to each other in kindness and love. So it's an honor. It's an honor to be here now and to really release, for me personally, to release the post-traumatic stress, PTSD, from being a warrior on the front lines in this spiritual warfare that has been going on this planet for a long time. So I just want to put that out there. Pretty passionate about that, as you can tell. My fire starts coming on. But really, for me to, this is what I'm working on right now, is calming that PTSD, to really release that post-traumatic stress from constantly being on and fighting the war, fighting the times. So now, pass the baton to the next wave of people that are now set to go, ready to go for it. You all are here. Julia, you and I have talked about this before. Who are we going to, what's next after this whole decade of time of who we've been? What's next? And honestly, that is not told from the mind. It's not ambitious even. It doesn't even, come like, oh, it's this. It's really soft. It's the soul. It's soft, and it is to be, to have a lot of space to, what does the soul really want now? What does the soul really want? And we know what we don't want. So a lot of times when you're listening to this, if you don't know what it is that you want, I can tell you start with, I know what I don't want. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. So you know that. And then slowly but surely, what you want is really going to reveal itself. For me, it is prosperity for all humans to have their basic needs provided and taken care of, nurturing each other, kindness, simplicity, all the things that we've been talking about here, every single one of you that is contributing to this vibration. I'm so grateful. That is what it is that we're creating together.
May it be so. That would be a wonderful world. I just want to add in that it's okay not to know. It's okay not to know, and it's okay to rest. And it feels to me like This is a time of, I hear what you're saying about the clarity, and we've talked about this as well, right? After all our striving, after all our efforting, it's like this is also a time to not know what's coming next, to rest and to wait and to find out and to sniff and to pay attention and to sense into.
And to trust.
Exactly.
You know, I was doing a podcast the other day with my friends that channel the Palladians, and they more communicate. I don't necessarily even like to say the channeling. They are interstellar communicators, basically. And we always have these monthly conversations. And what we were talking about, again, when you were talking about this, Julia, about not knowing, what we're talking about is really slowing down, and really, like Colin was saying, that it would be nice if we had a snowstorm for 2 weeks where everyone was just being asked to slow down. And because, again, we never have to hurry. We never, ever, ever have to hurry, because the universe takes its time. The universe is like the snail. It's very slow, even though we are on an evolutionary fast track, but really we have to go based on universal timing. And so it really goes slow. And right now, the best thing that we can do is to embrace the uncertainty, like you said, is to be okay with not knowing. But one thing I do know, that I'm a contributor and I'm going to bring my peace feeling to the table. I do know that. And I do know the vision. And I do know that my preferred states of feeling and who I want to be today, because I'm not the broken human. I'm not the self-hater that I used to be. I'm not the suicidal self. I'm none of those things, because I'm in my dignity and I know who I am. And that is the journey. And that is reverence. That is reverence. It's honor. It's honor. It's magnificence. You know, I always say that the company of heaven, which lives inside of us, is congratulating us for the job well done that we are doing. That this has never been done before here. We're doing it. We've done it. And so it's like, wow, you all are so amazing. You're so amazing. You're so awesome. You're so huge. So amazing. And I'm speaking to your soul. I'm not speaking to your ego.
And just riffing off that, the first medicine in the healing power of pleasure is slowing down. Really. That's the place we all begin. Need to begin.
I wanted to add something to what Cornelia had said in terms of the past traumas, wounds that we've had. I feel compelled to say, own those wounds, but don't live there. And I want to give some explanation to that. When I say own it and not live there, what I mean by that is accept that these experiences have happened and take the gift from them, because it is through the wound that the light enters. Avoiding it, resisting it is not the way to go. That has not worked. It's never going to work. Go through it, because it is only through it that you'll be able to end it.
You have to feel it to heal it.
You have to feel it to heal it.
And you need support from others in order to be able to feel it, because it's often a lot to feel.
Yeah.
That's why we need each other. That's why we need teachers or therapists or guides or mentors or books or films or podcasts or what have you. That's why we need each other.
Yeah.
Back to the feeling.
Yeah, it's vital. It's crucial. I was working with a client on Wednesday, and she has never felt a day in her life. She went as far back as to being a 2-year-old, and she made the decision that she was never going to feel, she was never going to be seen again, because if she feels, if she's seen, that means that she's going to hurt. And there's nothing more devastating to a 2-year-old than feeling pain, than being seen for not who they are, but for who they think they are, to the point that they disconnect. And I think a lot of people are walking around disconnected. I don't know if you guys saw a video that I posted on Instagram that I really felt disconnected this week. In fact, was it this week? It was yesterday. I felt disconnected. And I was so quick to be like, oh, I don't want to connect with anyone. And that's what I'm going to do. Not realizing that's what I needed. So sitting here, just my soul being fed is exactly what I needed. But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't feel, if I didn't ask those questions and listen for that soft voice. So I say to anyone listening right now, it's asking yourself what you need, asking yourself how you're doing, asking yourself, what do I need right now? And listening for that answer and actually giving that to yourself, because you really do need it to function, to feel alive, to feel.
You know, I want to add to that by saying, when it comes to the core wounding, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
You might as well just embrace that it is going to be painful, because that is the reason why we as human beings have avoided it and suppressed it, because we didn't want to feel the pain. But you have to be willing to feel the pain, to go through it. You have to. The body has to feel it, and that's the
Small
thing.
piece at a time, manageable piece at a time, small steps at a time, feeling in manageable chunks. Yes.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt, and yes, it is gonna hurt. Just embrace that. You know, not to suppress and numb it up with eating, smoking, alcohol, whatever it is, gambling, whatever the
Working.
working.
Watching the news. Come on, we can riff many things that people numb out with, right?
Yeah, even that destination addiction. When I get there, I'll do this.
Oh yeah.
You can do it right now.
Yeah. And that's why I said we are living from our place from right now. You know, living from the present moment. This is what we're doing. So the main thing is, if you are dealing with your humanity where there is a lot of pain, or you're dealing with, post-traumatic stress, or you're dealing with whatever it is, there are coaches, there are healers, there are supporters here that are here to help you. For those of you that have gone through the core wounding and that have, cleared your emotional body, that have cleared your mental body, that have a strong spiritual foundation, and now you are really ready to create your 2023 living life on your terms, not on what society is saying that it should be. Remember that you're not in the same place that other people are. And that's a thing to know, because you are not in the same place. You are in a different place. And that's something that I say to myself, that I remind myself where I am. And that's why I can tell you about my preferred state of feeling, is being in my dignity. So I want to thank you all for coming on the show today and doing this podcast with us, this roundtable. Of course, we're going to put this in the KS Media Group app, where all the other podcasts are as well. But this is definitely one for the books. Definitely one for us to watch again ourselves even, right? And so let's just go around the table, and please say your name so that people can look you up. Say where you're, what you want to say about how people can find you. Susan?
I'm Susan Axelrod, the Confidence Coach. You can find me proudly in the KS Media app. Go to directories, click on influencers, and you'll find me and a lot about me there. Thank you.
Nadine?
I'm Nadine Sell. I'm your Karma Self Coach, and I am happy to be in the KS Media Group app. Find me on directories. There is an exclusive, there's 2 meditations in there exclusive to the app. One of them is perfect for what we've been talking about today, to get out of your head and into your body. It's called 6 Steps to Serenity. So go and look that up and give it a go. But also there's a link to my Karma Self YouTube channel there. And I have recently put on a 1-minute meditation. That is what you asked us to do earlier, Cornelia, tuning into you. What do I want? What do I feel? What do I need? And it's 1 minute. So everybody can do that. And I encourage everyone to start their day that way. It's a wonderful way to decide how we want to be.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. What about you, Coral?
So my name is Corel Richards. I am an empowerment practitioner, an RTT practitioner, and I work with those that want to reconnect with their authentic self, reconnect with self, to get excited about life again. I'm a speaker and a mental health advocate, and I'm just looking forward to sharing all the valuable information that I have to share with you, because you have it. You just need a little help digging it up. And that is where I come in.
And because we're still adding you into the KS Media Group directory, because you're new to this group, and a very valuable asset. We've already all fallen deeply in love with you from the beginning since you've come in. And so let's just share. People can find you on social media.
Yes, they can find me on Instagram at In Divine Time, and I'll spell that out. It's INDIVINETHYME, and my website is indivinetime.com.
Excellent. And Miss Julia Hollenberry.
I love the sense that we're connected by this international, virtual and yet real round table between us. Really like the sense of that. I'm Julia Paulette Hollenberry. You can find me also in the app. My website is universeofdeliciousness.com, and I really love to help people discover or rediscover their instinctual intelligence for resilience and joy and deliciousness.
And I'm Cornelia Stephanie, and I'm the founder of this incredible
Don't know why I'm laughing.
No, I love the laugh. I love the laugh. It's contagious. And I'm the founder of this incredible community here, the KS Media Group app, which you can download from your App Store or your Play Store. And those of you that are entrepreneurs, you see these are all entrepreneurs that are featured here in our app. If you want to come and play with us as we continue on co-creating our heaven on earth together, our universe together, you've met all the people here. Feel free to reach out to me, and let's have a chat about having you come into the community. That's one thing. If you're looking for spiritual mentorship, I'm also available for that. And I specialize in processing the emotions. So that's my specialty. And as always, coming here doing a podcast, this is something that I absolutely love doing, shining the light, sharing the love. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And if you see this on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm close to 2K subscribers. I'd like to get 2K before Christmas. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.